Hello everyone, and welcome to my den. I'm Kane Lowen, and today we are back with more Dragon Quest III. When we last left off, we were going about this the entirely wrong way, and we're trying to make our way around the long way to Tantegel Castle. I figured out, I realized right at the end of that video that I could have just gone directly to the east, or directly to the right, and touched down on this landmass and just been able to walk there real quick. So I just went ahead and fast traveled back and am now doing that. So yeah, this man, this must have been a real surprise for people who like for Dragon Quest veterans back in the 80s, you know. Because like Dragon Quest 1 came out in 1987. Dragon Quest 2 was like I want to say 88, and then Dragon Quest 3 was 89. I mean, the US didn't get it until like 1992 or 3, but it came out in Japan in 89. And it's just crazy to me that, like, you know, imagine a Dragon Quest veteran. First of all, the entirety of Tantegel is already in, or Alfgard is already in Dragon Quest 2, right? Like, this is the entire landmass. This is the entirety of Dragon Quest 1's map right here, Alfgard. Then Dragon Quest 2 takes place, and late into the game, you can go to Alfgard. I don't know if you're ever required to come here, but you can. The entirety of the first game's map is just sort of there for you to explore. And then in this game, you beat what you think is going to be the final boss, and then you come to Dragon Quest 1's map again. It's crazy, and I love it. But yeah, I'm only just now realizing I don't think I've ever heard like the name Tantegel or Tantegel, as they're insisting it is here, verbally pronounced before, because you know these games didn't have voice acting, and this is big in like the original trilogy, but the original trilogy are the only ones with any continuity. Let's see, nothing here that I don't already have, so. Oh, I meant to check, what? Does, Ortega's helm give me any, let's see, yeah, no, Ortega's helm doesn't seem to have any major, like, bonuses to it. It's a good helmet, but it seems like a good helmet is all it is. So you keep it for sentimental value more than actual use. Okay, so it seems that the people here were aware of Baramos, but to them, Baramos was small potatoes because they already know about Zoma. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up, actually. I don't know if day and night actually matter in this, Yeah, no, the only option is stay overnight. It doesn't really seem to matter what time it is here in the underworld. Okay, anything in here? Oh, there's this sack. Seed of Luck, alright. Mine own gluttony doth my stomach punish. Goddess, wherefore must I suffer so? So this guy overate and is now suffering the consequences, it seems. But yeah, this is almost like you know, being in the theater back in 19 back in like 1980 or 1970. What? No, 1980. This almost feels like or it makes me feel like how I do about wishing I was in the theater back in 1980 when Star Wars Episode 5 came out with the Darth Vader as Luke's father twist. I talked about this in one of my streams a while back, a few months ago now. And I think the VOD might be up on my channel, on my VOD channel. But like, I feel like there's gonna come a point where people are just born knowing about that twist because it's so entangled in, you know, our culture at this point, worldwide. Like it's next to impossible to know anything about Star Wars without knowing about that twist at this point, I feel like. But oh. What's this guy's deal?
You're having a laugh, ain't
Oh,
you?
Robin Hood.
Is it really you? Blimey! It's me, your old pal Robin Hood! And I really have gone straight this time. New world, new life, that's what I say. What's that? How come I'm in the clink then? Ah, simple misunderstanding is all. I'm a changed man, honest. Here, why don't I prove it by telling you something good? By way of apology for all the hassle I've given you over the years. Here goes. There's a thing called the Sunstone. Proper valuable it is. Well, they only keep it in the dining room of the castle here in Tantegel. Can't help but wonder where the heck all me henchmen wound up though.
Okay, so he gives you some lore, but I mean, you were probably going to Tantegel Castle anyway, or Tantegel. I'm gonna keep calling it Tantegel. I'm sorry, but like, that's what I and everybody else is so used to calling it at this point. Figured I should probably save my game because that's quite a lot of progress I just made without saving. Although I have to imagine, like, this must have been... This whole underworld thing must be why, even in Dragon Quest II, where you get a lot more access to the world map and everything, you know, you never go to Portoga or Lanson or, you know, Ibis or anything. Like, because, like, that's all in the overworld. This is the underworld. I have to imagine some people probably thought that this game just had no continuity with Dragon Quest 1 or 2 until they got to this point. Oh, I was just here. Okay. This layout is a little confusing. Alright. I don't know if this is one-to-one the same Tantegel town from Dragon Quest 1 or if it's, like, different in any meaningful way. Oh. In all my years, I have not met but a single soul who set out to breach its... I didn't get to finish reading that. Thou art a traveler, art thou not? Then hast thou heard tell of the fabled recovery ring? 'Tis said that a man need do no more than walk whilst wearing it, and his wounds shall be miraculously healed. Okay. Halt! Thine is a face I have hitherto not laid eyes upon. Where didst thou come from? By boat from the west, this cannot be. Wanderer, thou wouldst seek an audience with his majesty, yes? Then allow me to escort thee.
My guard hath told me much of thy deeds. Forgive me for summoning thee here so suddenly, but there is something I would ask of thee. Perchance thou art familiar with the name Ortega. Thou art indeed his child, after all. Then allow me to officially bid thee welcome to Tantegel. Now, 'twould behove us to begin by explaining how we of Tantegel came to know thy father. Hard to fathom though it may be, Ortega once resided within these very walls.
It must have been,
Ortega.
what, a decade or so ago. 'Twas a day like any other when an injured warrior was carried into the castle. His wounds were most severe, but he was yet to breathe his last. Alas, his own name excluded. His memories had taken their leave of him entirely.
I elected to let him stay with us whilst he recovered. Ortega even served me for a time. Though he remembered naught of his old life, he was a gentleman, most jovial, and well liked by all in the castle.
So it seems that Ortega
all
did
too
survive
suddenly,
his
One day he simply vanished.
encounter with Garboil.
Nary a soul knew whither he had gone.
Surely thou findest thyself here today in search of thy father. By all means ask those within the castle anything thou wishest. I am certain thou shalt be reunited with him ere long. But know patience. Should tragedy befall thee in thy haste, Ortega too would suffer.
Okay, so I couldn't remember if this was a thing, like if there was a twist that our father was actually alive, which is why I neglected to really mention anything like that up to this point. Because part of me felt like I remembered there being a twist like that, but I couldn't remember for sure. And this is, I've never made it to this point in the game, so, you know, I figured if that was going to be a twist, that it turned out he was alive, it would have happened earlier. The mighty Ortega fought alongside us against Zoma's legions in the past. I had never seen a warrior so capable, and I have not seen one since. So yeah, the warrior that old guy was telling us about was probably Ortega. He said that he'd only ever seen one person go to Zoma's castle, and he never came back. So he could still be up there. "'Tis plain thou art not of this place, stranger. Whence camest thou, and wherefore? Thou hast journeyed to us for to slay the dread lord of the underworld? Praise be, a savior is come. But lo, thou must surely struggle to find thy way in this and as yet unfamiliar world. May the goddess smile upon thee. I pray that she deign to lighten thy burden. Anything here? Monster not too far away, which means some in... What, in the throne room? Because not too far away means one area away. The legends do tell of a fabulous fairy flute secreted somewhere in the village of Cole. Could such tales speak true? The room in which thou findest thyself is the throne room of our Lord the King. 'Twas my booty... Booty? Oh. Oh, man, that is so funny. 'Twas my duty when he bode here with us to attend to the brave hero Ortega. He was in a grave condition when he was first found without the castle walls, senseless and badly burned. All that he was able to recall was his own name, and though his strength returned in time, his memory did not. Oh my god. The humble settlement of Cole lieth far to the northeast of this place, in a region home to a forest that stretcheth as far as the eye can see. Though those in possession of a ship might be better served by journeying west unto the coast and setting sail thence. Thou art embarking on an adventure, friend? Then allow this humble bard to sing thy praises. Lo, a hero did come from a land far away, the lord of the underworld, Zoma to slay. Tuntaron, tuntaron, tee. I don't know how you're supposed to read that, but okay. Alright, okay, so not in here either. Okay, so, the king told us about Robin Hood, being held at the church. But we already talked to Robin Hood, and he said that there was something here. Yes, there's a bunch of treasures here, but they're all, empty. Zoma did steal from here the sacred arms and hid them in places unknown to man. How I should have liked to see them. Okay. This sort of thing is why it's important to remember, like, the differences between, like, cultures, really. Like, some people will look at text like this and think, like, man, how did English speakers ever talk like this? This is so confusing and difficult. And it's like, yeah, but think about it. When this is how you're taught to speak, you're just sort of used to it. You do it without even really thinking about it. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's cool. I didn't mean to do it again. I think I expected another text box, so when it wasn't there, it made me just talk to him again. But yeah, some people will get all, like, high and mighty about, like, I don't understand how Americans can, like, you know, use the units that they use or talk the way that they do. It's so confusing, yada yada. It's like, this is how we're taught, man. Come on. You would, if you were taught the imperial system and then tried to switch to metric system, like, you know, I mean, you'd probably get it eventually, but, like, you'd definitely need a period of, a grace period to adjust as well. Oh, this is the other guard from the Pit of Giaga. All right. Okay. There's a monster around here somewhere. And I have to, like, make sure to keep an eye out, because it could be somebody in disguise. Okay, that cat doesn't talk. It's weird how inconsistent it is about whether or not animals can talk in this world. What is this? Oh wait, I think I remember this. What sayest thou? The Sunstone? Alas, no such treasure is to be found here, friend. But by strange coincidence, I did chance to dream of such a thing. Yea, the dawn did finally return to our realm, and upon its breaking, the self-same stone was entrusted unto me. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That makes more sense if you played Dragon Quest 1. But also, which also implies that by the time Dragon Quest 1 rolls around, that guy's fucking old. Like, holy shit. Aleahan. 'Tis a name I feel I have heard ere this day, but of course, 'tis a town from whence another traveler who visited us here hailed. Oh hey, an orange slime. I think it's the first time we're seeing that. Oh, cheese slime. Same difference. Sheila. Yeah, for some reason, I guess maybe just because there weren't enough enough characters to write orange slime. In earlier Dragon Quest games, they were called she slimes for some reason. But anything more recent than that, they're called orange slimes, not she slimes. Yggdrasil leaf. And elfin elixir. Thou wouldst face dread Zoma? I do commend thee for thy courage, friend, but throw not thy life away. None save one wielding the sword of kings could hope to smite the Dark Lord. Nor could one hope to withstand his wrath, save the auroral armor and hero shield for protection. Alas, this trinity of sacred arms resideth no longer in the castle. Yea, not even an image of the fabled treasures remaineth. Alright. Oh, okay. Safe passage, I think, just lasts as long as you're in that room, but as soon as you leave, it wears off. Alright. I was like, it's kind of weird that, like, I've had safe passage wear off within seconds, but then it just stayed on that entire time just then. But no, it's just as soon as you leave the room. Maybe there is, like, a set amount of steps before it wears off on its own, but at the very least, until you leave the room, it stays on. Oh, hey, it's the Sunstone. That's anticlimactic. Alright, so we've got the Sunstone. What's next? Are there any other monsters here? Okay. So that she slime. Yeah, like I said, like later games do just call them orange slime. So I think that calling them she slimes in these earlier games, well, nowadays they're doing it, and like re-releases are doing it for consistency more than anything. But like I think they just called it that because of character limitations or something. But you know, like in Builders or you know whatever they call them, or like 11. You know, they're in Dragon Quest 11. In that game, they're just called orange slimes. All right. Let me go back to the church and see if Robin Hood has anything else to say. Doesn't look like it, but I really have gone straight this time. New world, new life. That's what I say. Was that? How come I'm in the clink then? Oh, simple misunderstanding is all. I'm a changed man, honest. Here, why don't I prove it by telling you something good? Something good by way of apology for all the hassle I've given you over the years. What do you mean over the years? That was... I'm pretty sure at most that was like a month ago. Okay, so this is just him telling us the same thing again, so... He has nothing new to say. Alright, at just shy of half an hour, that's going to be where I call it for this one. So, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And take care.